Good morning. As you might know, I'm working on my bachelor final thesis, and the core of my research is to implement some of your kindergarten's educational practices in our country. This is the reason why I am going to ask you some questions. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, to begin with, tell us a bit about yourself, describe your job in the kindergarten, and tell us what kind of training you have had in the time you have been working with children.
I have worked with children for almost 10 years, since I was beginning of my adult, but I have a bachelor degree in the university in kindergarten studies,
Okay.
as well as some small courses with children practice and how to deal with students, and but
Okay.
mainly a bachelor degree in kindergarten.
Okay.
And I've been working here for in this kindergarten for 5 years.
Did you do your practices here?
I did 1 year, one of
Okay.
my practices here, and 2 of the other practices in 2 other kindergartens.
Okay.
You have to have different practice places each year, so you get a lot of different
Yeah.
practice
Yeah, it's
experience.
the same in
Yeah.
Spain, yeah.
Yes.
And as an educational agent, which are the most relevant things for you? I mean, in your opinion, which principles are essential in the preschool class?
I have told you before, one of my main one of my main concerns with the children are social studies. How do they become social? How do they talk? When do they say the right words? How do they react to each other? So my main concern is how can I be a good moral person to
Yeah.
them, and teach them how to be social with each other, and how to get a good childhood
Yeah.
because of that. Be themselves, I think, also is very important. How do you be yourself in a community or a city or a land, or when so many how can I say it, when so many people expect
Yeah.
so many things of you. I think many children lose themselves during their way to become adults.
So you did here according to that principles?
Yeah, I mean that is one of my main concern. How do I see each children? How do I talk to them in a way that they can be themselves and express themselves in their way?
Yeah.
But I also want them to learn how to become
In the
to grow
society,
in, how to grow in a society, but also how to respect themselves for the
Themselves.
people
Yeah.
they are.
And have you always thought like that, with
No,
those ideas?
no. It's during the last 3 years, I think
Okay, and
that's-
how did you make the change?
I saw when I was at the university or in different kindergartens, I saw many children. They had problems with anger, and if things is adults and older children said no,
Mhm.
or they have problems how to control their feelings. If I'm angry, how can I control that?
Mhm.
Or how can I say to the adults or the older children, I'm angry now? Or so I started this journey. How can I learn the children to express how they feel?
To teach the
Yeah,
emotions.
to teach
Okay.
how can I teach the children to control and learn how their emotions are.
Okay.
So, but
It's
I-
difficult.
yeah, it's difficult because
Yeah.
sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work, and things take time, and some children they need just the right word,
Mhm.
and some children they need to really be angry, how to feel, or happy or
Yeah.
sad, or there's so many feelings that the children can't control that they need to practice.
Yeah. So, in your opinion, which are the most meaningful activities you make to get those principles?
Oh, that is number
6 one.
6 over.
Yeah.
I think free play is the most.
Frequent.
Yeah, but of course we as kindergarten teacher have to be there during
Mhm.
free play, have to be on the sideline watching and knowing when it's not free play anymore, when it's maybe bullying, and maybe
Okay.
what are the children interested in, An example. I had the children were playing much with Lego, and I just went to the store and bought just a little piece of pirate equipment, like a hat, and the free play just exploded. Oh, we just need to build a boat, and we need to sails and guns, and so I just laid a hat in the Lego. I didn't tell them, just to see how they react to each other.
And do you see a lot of bullying because you have mentioned?
Yes, sometimes,
Yeah.
but much of it is attitude. How do you change children's attitude? Because I believe every children wants to bully. Maybe every adult wants to bully, because there are social ranks, and there are hierarchy. What is it called?
In Norwegian, it's very strong.
Yeah, and you always want to be better than maybe somebody else. So, but how do you prevent children from doing it? It's a really difficult task. But you have to talk to children. You have to explain them.
I have seen, for example, that you try to make different groups. For example, when they are going to eat or when they are going to the swimming pool.
You can switch them up, because if you have one child that maybe needs to practice that one thing, maybe reading or maybe drawing, or maybe it's some physical, maybe need to practice that, you can change the group dynamic, and the children, they think it's okay because they're used to it.
Yes, and they learn to play with others.
Yes, but at the same time you can't do it too much, because then they lose their maybe best friend, and you have to be a little diverse to it.
Okay.
I think that. And so you always have to have your eyes open to the changes. One week it can be one thing, and another week it can be something totally different. A couple of years ago, the children were very excited playing football, but when we wanted to draw a football field and make a football field in plastilina, then they weren't interested. They were done with that. So you always have to be sharp edge on a high heel of what the children are interested in, and how can you feed them with.
So you really focus on their interests.
Yes, and I always keep an open mind on what are the children interested in.
And would you like to change anything about the activities you make nowadays?
Yes, I see some children that have problem with what is it called? Fine motoric, like drawing and scissors.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's maybe it's an iPad evolution, because they sit like this all the time. So they have like problem with controlling their fingers. Just some children, and I see some children that are maybe a lot inside when they are at home. They have problem in the forest. They are really clumsy, because of they walk on flat ground, or they aren't used to different obstacles.
Why don't you try to change it? What are you doing to change that?
You can talk to the parents, and you can, of course, if there's problem with that the children maybe sit too much, just isn't too much physics, you can always take them outside, or you can make, like you said, little groups, and you can motivate the children to do the job. But at a certain degree, like I said before, if the child doesn't want to play with scissors, maybe the child doesn't like it. So to a certain degree, you have to respect the children for the. I have in the preschool group, I have a lot of children are very good at with scissors, but there are a lot of children that aren't, and that's totally fine, because we are different. So
you respect the child. If he doesn't want, you propose things, but if
but
they
at the
don't
same
want,
time I can motivate him to do it, and say, come on, let's do this, and what do you want to, how can we clip, how can we do this with this scissor? So you can, that's just an example scissor, but you can motivate it, but you should not control and say you have to do this because, but then
not like an obligation, like a proposal.
Yes, and if you have like 3 or 4 kids playing with scissors, often the child that wants to come in the play, he also wants to play with scissors. So it's a social dynamic also.
If you see that one is cutting.
So if you motivate one, you get the others to. So it's various
Yeah.
social.
So in these kindergartens there are children of very different ages, and what are the pros and the cons of that?
The pros is that just the older children get to practice with the younger children.
Mhm.
How do I take care? It's emotionals when do they eat? How can I change diapers? How I need to learn how to talk, and it's a lot of that social study. I think it's
Yes, because
definitely
finally in the society they are going to be with
yes,
different
of course,
age.
yeah. You see,
Mhm.
I'm the small one
Yeah.
there in my Just Benka and Annika are a little
Yeah.
bit older than me, but I see more counts because of the development of the children. You can't go on many trips when you have a child that sleeps maybe 1 or 2 times during the day. You have to
Mhm.
change diapers. There's a lot of things that have to be taken care of, first preparation, and when you're on a trip, and trip is just an
Mhm.
example on after this kid needs to sleep, how do you change diaper on this, and also development. A 5-year-old,
rhythm,
yes,
yeah.
the rhythm of, you can tell a 5-year-old, okay, you can go inside alone
Mhm.
to draw, but you can't tell a 2-3-year-old
Yeah.
that, because he is not going to focus on that.
Mhm.
So I can tell a lot of my children, hey, you 4 go in. You can send the children the gym room or the library, and
Mhm.
they can be there and do a good job and clean up after themselves. That can't a 2-3 years or 2-3-year-old do. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of I think attitude practice with the 2-3-year-old.
And how do you face those obstacles?
Of course, you can mix the group.
Yeah.
We have always an adult on the small children
Mhm.
in our avdeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of ways to do it, but you can also tell the bigger children I'm going with this child. We want to come. We're going to change diaper him.
Okay.
Or we're going to practice reading.
So the
learning
older
words.
help the small ones.
Yes,
too.
but also there's pros and cons with that too, because if you always have the bigger one to help the less one, the bigger
Mhm.
one they will learn much social structure and how to react emotional, but they will not learn how to be with the other children.
Yeah.
So
You
I
have to
don't-
control.
yeah, you have to
Yeah.
control them. But I think the biggest, it's not a problem, but the biggest struggle for me is that I have to, when I can be outside with the 4 or
Mhm.
5-year-old, 3-year-old maybe, I have to go in and change diaper, or maybe a
Yeah.
kid is tired or need to sleep, and so it's I kind of get those break during the day where I have to do. I don't know if I don't like it, but I have to do like I think it's maybe not necessary on a because we are what is called stora, they're big. We have like the oldest children,
Yes.
and a 2-year-old isn't old in
Mhm.
my eyes.
Yeah.
He's just a 2-year-old. If you
He's
understand
a-
what
he's
I
a
mean.
baby.
Yeah, he's a maybe
Yeah.
he's a baby in my
Yeah.
eyes, and he is on the oldest for the oldest
So if
children.
you could choose, you will take children of the same ages, always, like in your
Not
class.
all, maybe yes, but also I will take maybe the small children out with the big children.
So mixed.
Yeah, a little mixed, but maybe a little less of the smallest children,
Okay.
because there are a lot of small children on our
Yeah.
to be the oldest.
But
for
I
the
have
oldest
seen that, for
children.
example, on Mondays you take the older ones
Yes.
and you do activities with
Yes,
them.
I have like a preschool group to
Mhm.
to practice them for school.
Mhm.
Practice maybe the letters and doing assignments.
Mhm.
Like yesterday, we were going to draw ourselves in winter clothes.
Mhm.
What do I wear in winter? And the children have to think, okay, what do I wear? How do I? What do I dress on?
Mhm.
And I also asked the children if they can draw. What do they like to do in the winter time?
Mhm.
Some like to ski, some like to make snowmen, some like to build snow castles. and just to think what would I like to do, and to get it on a piece of paper. That is really hard for a 5-year-old. Yeah, but also that you couldn't do that with a 2-year-old. They are not so much developed.
Yeah.
So of course there's pros and cons with everything, every choice that you make.
So the relationship in nature is really strong in the Norwegian society, and the school is a reflect of that. Why do you think that is important for children to be in contact with nature?
Yeah, you've been on a trip with us so many times. You see how much we love to be outside.
Yes, I really like.
I when I was thinking about it, I was thinking, what happened here 100, 200 years ago? We were mostly outside here in Norway. All the work that we did was outside, timber and fish there wasn't much schools and university, and I think a lot of that drags on to our society, but at the same time, the thing I think is most important is the children need to learn where the fish come from, how nature works, and they need to be in nature to see it, to feel it, to believe it. Because many children, I had a couple of years ago, I had a 4-year-old that didn't believe that fish came from the sea. And I should show you. I went outside and caught a fish, and we took a knife and we looked at the stomach and the eyes and over the brain. And the children need to learn that, I think. Yes. And I think it's part of Norwegian culture to be outside, to be in nature. But at the same time, I see that it's getting lesser and lesser of that. So I think maybe 10, 20 years we are maybe like your kindergarten. I'd hope not, but I see that the children they aren't outside.
You go outside even when the weather is really
bad? Yeah. There shall be, I think you have like it shall be 10 or 15 minus Celsius, because when we aren't going outside. And that is very cold.
Yeah. But you are really good prepared with a lot of clothes.
Yeah, of course.
It's very difficult for me to learn.
But I think that the children, they need to be outside, how to learn to be outside, if you know what I mean. You can't just tell a child, oh, that is how stuff works. They have to see it and touch it and discuss it with the adults or all the other children. So, but I think a lot of that we love to be outside is social culture that from maybe back in the days, or but I love it. I see how much the children love it. Yes. Remember the time we were in the forest where we took these pictures? They absolutely love it.
Yes.
Yeah. And imagine if, sometimes we go on ski trips and we so it's a lot of fun.
You went also to a farm?
Yeah.
To see the animals?
Yes, see the animal and drink a little milk, sheep and pigs, and so and the children they in the maybe bigger cities and maybe other countries, I don't know, they can experience that, and I think that is the way of the way we lived and live.
Yes.
So I don't know. I
understand.
Yeah, I'm afraid that we are going to be a society that sits too much and eats too much and stays too much inside. So I have like a big plan for this kindergarten. I'm going to make it an outside kindergarten, that we are outside almost the whole day and with tents.
And have you proposed that?
I have proposed it a couple of years ago, but of course they need some you have to make some changes on the different avdelings and maybe a different personal things you have to do. So your
proposal was to be a kindergarten outside kindergarten.
Yeah, maybe have like of course you can have like a outside group with maybe 10, 15 children and two grown-ups, and you can have like half of the group on Socrates, Pythagoras, and Hippocrates can be together outside, and then you mix them up. So there's a lot of opportunities, I think.
Yeah, but for example, last day HL from Pythagoras came to our class, so they are used to
they are used to mix them.
Yeah.
And we send our children to the other classes. So it can work, but you have to. There's some. You have to. How can I say it? Make some changes on the different classes to make it work. But it's just a long time goal for me to be outside more with the children.
And also collaboration with other teachers.
Yes, and how do you make it? Yes,
yeah.
And it's not more of a how do we it's more of a how do we make it work issue more than just we need this.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of work to mix up and how do we have tents? How do we make a fire? What kind of preparation? There's a lot of things to think about if you want to make it work. But I think it's important for children to be outside and see how it is outside, even if the weather is rainy or cloudy or sun or snow. You have to.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And about families, we haven't talked yet.
Yeah.
And they have a significant weight in this kindergarten too. What kind of involvement do they have?
With the parents?
Yeah, the children, the kindergarten with parents.
Yeah, we have twice a year we have like a parent meeting with Anniken or me have like a little meeting with each parent that we tell how the children has it in kindergarten, what we're working on, what the children struggles with, what makes the children happy, and who do they play with. But also we talk to them every day, or talk to the children, talk to their parents every day. But not only if there's negative things, we talk to them if there's positive thing. If I was a father, I would go to the kindergarten where that one person told me all the time what's the problem with my child. I want to have good news too, who my child has played with. And so at least for my part, I think that each day I should try to say something positive to each parent, because often you can say just the negative thing. Today he has done that, and so I try to say, guess who your child played with today? Guess what he said today? Or but also you have to tell them too the negative part, but it's a balanced thing. But we talk a lot to the children and ask them, what do you think? How do you think this is okay? And also how to the informative part is that the parents can go on the internet and see our plans, and we have like a wall in the class that they can go and see what are we going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or we're going to my child is going to bathe on Friday, because
parents go inside the class every day and take out their shoes.
Not always, but
but they are involved in the class.
Yes, but as much as they want to, some parents just, why didn't you tell me that? And I just, it's done. It is written there. You don't need to ask me. It's been standing there for 2 weeks now. So some parents are very good at it, and some parents maybe need to practice it. And we also have a TV screen that we put on pictures. We take photographs and pictures, and not only when we are doing nice stuff, but also if the kids are interested in things. Like we had a couple of years ago, we had like a big snail, like so I just took a photograph, and it was on the picture screen for 1 week, and the children loved it. And you can also use the program Paint to maybe draw, or there's a lot of
I think that it's a good sort of because they can speak about what they have done.
And it's a good sort of documentation for us too, because we can use it to, like you said, we can use it for to tell the child, you have to show your mom or your dad the picture that we took of you. So you can just show it, and of course they want to show it. and it saves a lot of work to us too, because we don't
Yes.
need to. I love talking to the parents, but I doesn't love it so much that I go after them and
Yeah.
so you can get like a balance, a mix of documentation and information, and if you have oh, you have to remember this trip tomorrow, you can write it down on the screen, and you doesn't have to go around and tell it to everybody. So I think it's a good way to document and tell the parents.
And about the community and society?
Many of the children have parents that either study or work at the university. So we use the university a lot, both on trips and if we need something on the library there. And we have like the whole Moskva there.
Yeah.
It's a gymnasium hall that also belongs to the university that we are in, and the forest areas around.
So they are really involved in,
yes,
in the
and
kindergarten.
we have had like some parents that they study how to become a policeman or woman, and when they are done, they can come here with cop car and police car and show the children this is how I. So we use the parents too. If
Yeah,
we
that's
had
good.
I think it was last year, we had a doctor, and he came with real doctor outfit and doctor a different gear and show the children, okay, you have to do this.
And here they
Yes,
heard.
yes, and it was so informative, and the children learned so much. So it's just a way of how do you, and we had have chefs that come to the kitchen and make food, and often if you ask them, they will come if they have spare time for the children, and that's
good.
That's amazing to me. That
have different people.
Yeah, different people, and if I have trouble with something, I can ask the parents. Okay, you that are in that kind of work, what do you think? So it's not only for the children, for me too. If I have some problems, we have like
another perspective.
Yeah,
that is not teacher.
Perspective. Yes, we have some problems here at the night time with youths or others coming here to smoke and drink and tag on the wall. And I asked a father this year that was a policeman, do you have like a route that goes through here? No, but he will ensure that at night time there will be a policeman watching here.
Okay.
So you just have to talk to the right people. So that's very ensuring to me, at least.
Yes. And what do you do to promote their cooperation with the kindergarten?
To promote our kindergarten?
Yeah, to come here and.
First of all, we have clothes with our logo on, and since we are a part of the canteen and what is called janitor apartment, we get a lot of free what is it called? Free
stuff.
Yeah, free stuff for up on the university. So, but at the same time, we are not a part of the Bodø kommune as a commune, as a state, if I can say that. So we have to promote ourselves, but I think we have a good reputation here. Since we are in the middle of the mix and part of the university, many that want to study say, okay, I want to have my child near the university. So it's a practical thing to do.
Yeah, that's why many parents are really young.
Yeah, and we have many of our staff have been through school and have not only a bachelor degree in kindergarten, but have like different degrees that they can use towards children. So we promote ourselves with that.
Okay.
Even I should wish there was a few more men here. That is my only request.
And we have previously talked about the activities you make here, but where do they come from? Do you follow a special methodology?
No, yes, I think they come from the children.
Okay.
I talk with the children. I talk. Okay, how can we do that? What do you want? And the children know what. I talk with them, and not. So often if the children place or something like that, I can, okay, how's everything going here? I think we need maybe a hat or something. Okay, I'll go fix a hat for you. So.
But you don't follow anything, like for example Reggio Emilia or Waldorf pedagogy, Montessori?
No, but I get kind of with Reggio Emilia. I have like some of the factors
because
there.
I have seen a lot of things in common.
Some of the factors there. But the Norwegian kindergartens have a strong connection to Reggio Emilia. Many Norwegian kindergartens have it. But I will not say I follow it, but I have some maybe elements. But I believe it's if a child is safe, and if a child just have the right attitude and the right, if I can be a motivation for the children.
Okay,
I'm
so
doing, yeah.
You follow something about Reggio Emilia, but finally the child is the important thing.
Yeah.
And you do your methodology according to the interest of that child.
Yeah, but of course I can maybe trick the children to get into certain interests.
Okay.
Like now it's Christmas time, and I can just maybe when we are sitting at the table talking, I can just say, "Oh, what is Christmas? Where do Christmas come from?" Just to get them started, just to be a guidance there. And maybe they will play, and maybe if I can find the right things to do and tell them, they will. You understand what I'm saying? I can ask them questions or be some kind of leader, but not if they want to.
Yeah, and what do you do, for example, if a group of children don't like and the others like that topic?
Maybe we can split them up.
Okay.
And maybe I can say to them, I think of two possibilities, maybe three. Either one, I can't do nothing. I can say, okay, we won't do that. Or I can mix them up. Or I can say to them, children that doesn't want to do it, I understand that you don't want to do this, but we have to do it because, and then I can say, because it's important for you to learn that. When you are starting school, or it's important for you to learn that too, and you just have to explain to the children why, because I think that's the problem with most children. They don't know why things are and things aren't. They just need explanation, and it's like I said to you before. It's okay to be sad and angry and happy, and everything is okay, but they have to learn how to control it, and I have to.
Yeah, that's why, for example, you say stop sometimes when they are crying.
Because before I said the name of the child, but one day outside, I thought to myself, oh my God, I have said the same child name maybe 20 times, and I've been outside for like 20 minutes. So that's the reason I say stop, not to hang. It's because I doesn't want to hang the children out. Okay, he's a troublemaker. So I just say stop, and then everybody listens.
Yeah.
Because if I say Maria, Maria, Maria.
Yeah, every children.
Every children. There's still some years ago there was a child. He quit kindergarten, and even a month after he had quit, the children said, "Oh, he did it," and he wasn't there.
He wasn't.
Yeah, and that's because he was a troublemaker, because I had said no all the time. So that's why I use stop, because it's an easy way to just stop what you're doing, and the reason I say stop when they cry, because as I'm learning to as I get to know the children, I can see when it's just cry for the cry, or it's cry because they are hurt or something, and I motivate the children to talk even if they're sad. Yeah, okay, I see that you're sad. Don't just don't cry and tell me what it is. And if it is a reason to cry, I say, okay, if you want to cry, it's okay. If you don't want to cry, but I want you to tell me why. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I get sad too. I cry too, but I tell other people why I cry. I think that's a good method to get the children to get to know their feelings.
How do you set up your aims? Aniken has told me that you have just an aim, one aim per term or per semester, and you try to fulfill it.
Yeah.
How do you set up that aim?
Yeah. First of all, we talk what do I think of that aim, what do Vegard think of that aim, what do Aniken think, and then we say how can we do it? Do we just do it in every day? Do we do it in different bulks? Like we can have like I don't know. We can say every child needs to be safe. Just to have an example. How do we reach that goal? How do we reach it for every child? And maybe we have to have some activities.
So it's an aim, but each children has their aim.
Yeah,
finally.
yeah. Or we have it like a group.
Okay.
But at the same time, we're thinking about each children and the group in a whole.
Okay.
So if I think about just to name an example, I can say I have written something. If I could just say that every child needs to learn how the salmon looks inside, in the inside, and I can say to Annika, yeah, how do we do that? How do we do that in everyday situation? How do we do that in a month's time?
So you prepare a lot.
Yeah,
how to
it's
do
preparation, but at the same time, you doesn't want to get too stuck with preparation. Because if you prepare too much, you get too locked on the this has to
and
be.
you don't change, no?
Yeah,
you have to be open to change.
You have to be open to change on the way. I haven't made one plan that hasn't gone 100% right. Because I always have to change. Maybe a kid says something that Vegard, it's like that, or it's.
I'll follow. Yeah.
And you're okay. It's like that, and you have to always to be on catch of what the children say. But at the same time, you doesn't want to lose your main goal. If you're going to talk about, let's say how the salmon looks inside, you have to stay inside that reach. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work.
Okay.
Like on Monday, I'm going to tell the children why it's Christmas.
Okay.
And
this Monday.
This Monday, why do we celebrate Christmas? But at the same time, I know there's 50, 60 children I need to tell it to at the same time. How do I do that? So maybe I just say.
And maybe deal with different religions.
Yes, and
because
there's so many factors you have. Yes, and so many factors you have to think about during. Maybe I had like a couple of songs and just ask the children, and maybe I go around the kindergarten and ask them, what do you think? Maybe that's one method. Should I talk to everybody at the same time? There's so many different factors you have to think about.
Okay.
When
and how long are the projects? For example, the traffic was more or less.
The traffic was 1 week.
1 week.
And it was you saw it was my responsibility, and we can be from 1 day to a lot of months if you.
So you can.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, of course we have.
So
we
you
have special project.
Are going to start with Christmas now?
Yeah.
And you can stay with Christmas until summer, for example, if they like.
I want to say yes, because we can talk about Christmas.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we have so much other projects we want to do, like Easter, and maybe have like a ski project or something. So. At the same time, I want to say yes. I know the answer is no. But you understand what I'm saying. You can. Yeah, it's all about choose. I have the traffic week. The children are still talking about it.
Yeah. And when do you say that it's finished?
I doesn't say it's finished.
Well, when do you?
Yeah, I can. I can.
For me, it's very difficult to say stop if children are motivated.
Yeah, that's the problem with me too. Some things I I can say to the children, we need to stop. I see that and it really breaks my heart, because that is what they are interested in. So, but some things you have to say, okay, this was just this time. This was we are finished with this.
Okay.
So, but it's kind of how do you. Which method do you use to your work, if you know what I mean?
Yes.
So But I don't know. We have like certain subjects and projects we have to go through during the year.
Maybe you can mix, no?
Yeah. This year we said that we're not going to have so many projects. We want to expand if they want to. They want to play a little more with, let's say, traffic week. We are going to do that. And you see they are still playing it. Playing outside. You see they are playing different traffic games, if I can say it that way.
And how do you do the evaluation of the children?
We have like we have an own. It's called schema. It's a kind of a circle where you nod out different. Like the children can say R, D, B. Okay, the child can say it, or he can't say it. But that's just one way. I talked to Annika and Emeka how this child is during his age. You can know certain facts about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-year-olds. How, where are those limits to that age? If you know what I mean. I can expect this out of a 2-year-old and this out of a 3-year-old. But of course there's grades and limits, and some child are very fast developed, and some children are very slow. But it's when it reach a critical point, that is when they start to talk. Okay, is this kid have this kid and normal or unnormal?
Yeah, maybe for example with 5 years old.
If he's 5 years old and can't talk straight, maybe we should seek some guidance and help for this child.
Okay.
Just an example.
So the evaluation is quite general.
Yeah, but at the same time we have a lot of books, and we have a lot of experienced people that have experience with children, so they know when there's need to bring someone in, or when the bell rings, if I say it that way.
And how do parents get the feedback? You have told me that the speaking, but do they have any written?
Yeah, they have like a evaluation paper that they sign every year if they want to. So they can sign what do they think, and
so it's per year.
Yeah, it's per year. But of course, if there is any trouble, or we can just ask Irene to come down and talk to them if there is any questions.
Okay.
A lot of times there's more like informative questions, I think.
And every day I suppose that you will tell.
Yeah, of course. So, but it's a process for that. We are always in a process, and I can't go around remembering when time that.
Yeah.
So I just you have to ask Irene, or just it stands on the web page.
Okay.
But at the same time, I need to say it in a good way.
Regarding bad behavior of the children, do you shout or send them out? What kind of role you take with their behavior?
Well, I said it before, the children need to be safe and they need guidance.
Yeah.
And we need to be the right guidance for them. And I said it before, the children need to know how their feelings work, and they need guidance how to tell them what's okay and is not okay. I have written down a word that you may not know. It's called apparent, strict.
Okay.
If you say I need to be strict to the children, to tell them this is okay, this is not okay, and why. And I don't need to be harsh or evil, if you can say to them, but I need to tell them, okay, this is not okay because, and I need to tell them because and why it's not okay. But at the same time, I need to give them chances.
Does it work?
Yes, it works.
The speaking works.
Yes, it speaks. But at the same time, that's the funny thing with children. They always push the lines.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
No matter how many times you say things, they always push on the lines, and you have to be the adult with responsibility and say that is okay, that is not okay. I think.
Yeah.
But it's hard work sometimes. It is so hard when there are maybe 10 children going each direction and doing something to each other, but it gives me a lot to see it when it works.
Okay. And to sum up, what do children learn in this kindergarten?
I think they learn how to be themselves.
Mm.
Have how to be themselves and have right attitude and moral towards each other and society, and don't lose themselves when they are on that road to life. Oh, it sounds so cliche. Oh, I think that's, and at the same time prepare them to school. To school and prepare them to be a good version of themselves.
So, do children enjoy in your kindergarten?
I
Do
really,
they come happy?
Yeah, I really
to
hope
school?
so. Yes, I think they do.
Yes, I think.
Yeah, I think they do. I got the one of the best things when I work when after so many years in the kindergarten, when I meet children that I have had, or they even come home to me with flowers. I have like one parent that come each Christmas with flower and said thank you for the job you're doing and did with my child. I didn't see then how that you were so strict and you said that, but I see now that you only meant it good. So
because a lot of children spend here more time than with their parents.
Oh yes, maybe all
of them.
Yeah, all of the day maybe. Yeah. So, but I believe we are doing that. We are doing.
I have seen some kids crying here because they didn't want to go home.
Yeah. Oh, that's normal.
That's normal. Yeah.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are playing with their friends. It's normal.
Yeah. It's it like I said, it gives me so much to see that the children develops and evolve, and they come to me and say, "Oh, Vegard, you remember when you said that?" And I can tell stories to the children, and I get personal with them too. I tell them stories. Oh, yesterday I was doing that and that happened, and they, if I give a little of mine, they will give a little of them.
Yeah.
I think.
But,
yeah. Was it okay?
Yeah, perfect.